best verse that I ever penned in my life. Ah, man, that's a tough one because there's so many verses. But I'm just going to keep it simple and just go shook one.
That is hard to beat, honestly. Okay, I've actually always been curious about this. So, when you first heard the Shook Ones beat in the classic 8 Mile scene,
right,
and you see it live for the first time, what were you feeling? Like, did you get a rush watching that?
I mean, I was like really taken back because I didn't even know that if Eminem was a fan, you know what I mean? So to hear that, I found out that he was a fan, and then the cha-ching sound went off in my head, like.
The royalties from 8 Miles are 8 Miles gonna be good for a while.
It bought this Fendi sweater.
All right, last question. I asked you your favorite verse. We talked Shook Ones. What's your favorite Prodigy verse of all time?
I know it sounds cliches, but it have to be Shook Ones.
What up, good people? It's Coffee on the vid. Back with another hip-hop blog for y'all. Hit the comments, let's talk. But y'all hear that living hip-hop legend, Havoc Of Mobb Deep. And before we continue on, R.I.P. Prodigy. No question, as always. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Rest up, King. But, Havoc, speaking about 8 Mile, right? Final battle scene. Shook Ones was what Eminem got off to. Y'all remember that, right? He kicked it off with, everybody from the 313, put your motherfucking hands up and follow me. Roasted Papa Die, right? What do you talk about? Cranbrook, the private school and all that. That was a crazy verse, man. And, the beats that they use, like, comment, y'all, all my hip-hop heads, hip-hop fans out there, what were all the beats they used in the battles? You know what I'm saying? I feel like there was an Onyx beat. It's slipping my mind at the moment, but it was a lot of bangers. You know what I'm saying? I really loved the vibes of that movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really took it back to that era with everything. You know what I'm saying? The music, the fashion, just everything. It really captured that era for real. I think. Y'all comment and let me know if y'all agree with that one. But Havoc apparently didn't know that they were going to use that track. And he said, M's a fan, that's lit. But also, cha-ching, right? And you heard him. It helped him get the Fendi that he was rocking during that interview. And, reportedly that revenue is still coming in from 8 Mile very strong. You know, that's lit with it, man. And you listen, Havoc, obviously we know Mobb Deep, an iconic group. But something that Havoc doesn't get props for as often, in my opinion. And I'm not saying he don't get the props at all, but like, you don't hear people talk about Havoc's beats as much. Like, real talk, Havoc's got a lot of fire beats under his belt. Comment your favorite Havoc song, or like, produced song, or like a track produced by Havoc that's a sleeper that people might not know. Tap in. Like, let's get that discussion going in the comments. And as always, y'all, if you have not tuned into this platform, what the fuck am I talking about? If you have not tuned in before, that's what we do. We coffee talk it up. So I definitely need to hear from y'all in the comments. But he also said that Shook Ones, they were like, what's your favorite verse you ever spit? I gotta go with Shook Ones. What about R.I.P. to the late, great Prodigy? He said Shook Ones also. And, it's just an amazing and timeless classic. You know what I'm saying? It really, really is. And speaking of Havoc's, being a savage when it comes to the production and the beats, something that was so genius about that track that was just, I don't know, like, it really hit and resonated with me. Let me know if y'all feel this the same way. Was that stove, that tick, tick, tick in the very beginning? That was lit, man. And then you just hear that to all my killers and my $100 billers. Whoo, that ish goes hard, man. But I don't know. I just thought that was like a lit little piece of information there, that kind of tied into a lot of dope ish. You know what I'm saying? From that era, that 8 Mile caught Havoc's beats, and of course, the late great Prodigy. Again, R.I.P. You feel me? So tap in with all your thoughts on that. Something else, though, real quick in the news regarding Eminem that I just wanted to touch on was, his daughter has that, I think it's called A Little Bit of Shady podcast or something like that. If y'all recall, she went kind of viral, was running it up in the news when, all that mess was going on with JC on the game. And again, Drillmatic's got some good music, but it's just such a shame. I always got to say that when the game's name comes up. It's such a shame that this is what it's come to at this point in the game's career. And it's really a shame as well, that he's in that, headlock from Whack, the Dirty Politician 100. You know what I mean? And to top it off, on top of all that, all these civil judgments against them, everything's at Whack 100's name. I just hate it, and I think Whack, being lost in the sauce on the internet really helped fluck up the promotional rollout for that project, the Drillmatic project. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, Hailie went viral after the Black Slim Shady track dropped, and everyone was discussing it. And she just more or less, I can't recall exactly her quote, was like, "Yo, JC on, you're a fan, B." You know what I mean? Like all this, everything in discussion, and all these discussions going on, and you latching on to her pops Marshall's name, trying to get that attention back on you, says it all. And Hailie was right. You know what I mean? Real talk. Comment and let me know if you guys agree. But what's going on here, what she talked about on her recent episode, of course, we know M just turned the big 50. You know what I mean? I did a video over there on the main platform. Make sure y'all are subbed up over there as well. If you're not, I'll link that jump off below for y'all. We talk a lot of topics over there on that channel. You know what I'm saying? Everything, sports, TV shows, whatever, news stories. We go in, we talk it all over there. But 50 was on the road in Prague, and he definitely made sure to wish Eminem a happy 50th. You know what I'm saying? Like their relationship goes beyond just music. Like they're really tight like that. It's not just a business relationship. You feel me? Like these dudes are close, But she was speaking about his birthday and more or less said that they had a good time, but it was crazy that everyone got together and everyone was like shy and introverts. And it was just kind of crazy for me to think, like, first I was like, yo, I'm just happy to see Eminem and his family getting together and having a good birthday. As we know, Eminem came into the game speaking about all his problems with his BM, his baby mom, and all that kind of ish. And if you guys even recall that 97 Bonnie and Clyde jump off with Hailie on the track, he had to be like, pick up his daughter from his BM and be like, I'm taking her to Chuck E. Cheese or something, which he probably still did, but he had to, was able to get her on the track. He, I guess, had to make up some story or whatever to pick up his own kid, so things weren't always good, I guess. But now it seems they're good. And we know M ended up marrying her again. The drama, with him pistol whipping dude or whatever the fuck happened, Kim cheating, all that stuff that plays out for everyone to see, and we hear it in the art, in the music, in the verses and everything. It's cool to see and hear that they're getting together as a family, and everyone's getting along. That's dope to hear that Eminem has persevered all that, even beyond with his success. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of chills in the cut nowadays, and we know he's clean and everything. But she said everyone was like an introvert, just kind of sitting there all quiet until others initiated conversation. And it's just kind of funny too. Like, what do y'all think, man? Nowadays in current society, with the internet being what it is and short attention spans and whatnot, motherfuckers not really talking to each other, the same social skills is really on a decline. And then, of course, on top of all that, we know we had the sickness jump off and really fuck up the game, where motherfuckers was in the house catching cabin fever and everything, But I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting little tidbit as well to share there also. Comment on all your thoughts regarding all that. Eminem, Havoc, Mobb Deep, 50 years old, the birthday party, social skills on the decline. Let's talk about all that. R.I.P. Prodigy. But one last thing to cover, man. If you guys recall back in like 2019, man, Lil Durk and King Von actually both caught a case. R.I.P. King Von, the late great King Von. Also, man, I still can't believe Charleston White said what he said the other day. Like, I know individuals probably going to be like, Coffee, what are you talking about? That's what King Von, or apologies, that's what Charleston White does. It says outlandish things and disrespect motherfuckers. You feel me? Yes, I know this, but the way he told that story about killing the dog and comparing it to King Von, I was really still surprised he took it there. Like, he's another cat that's lost in the sauce when it comes to the web and whatnot. But hey, he's getting booked. He's on a comedy tour. He's making money. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Everyone out here is trying to chase that bag. But RIP again to King Von. You know, but if you guys recall, they caught this case, you know, it was like a bar restaurant or something near a club, a shooting. The restaurant was called the Varsity in ATL, and I believe Durk, when he turned himself in, had to sit a little bit before he was able to get out on bail and everything. But surprisingly, this case, I guess, stalled on for 3 years. I don't know. You know, that doesn't really seem like within the guidelines, like that should be able to rock like that. But that's probably why the case has been thrown out. You see, originally though, he was being charged with criminal attempt to commit murder, aggravated assault, participation in criminal street gang activity, possession of a firearm, and commission of a felony, and possession of a firearm by a felon. A whole slew of charges. But here we are 3 years later. The case got thrown out. You know what I mean? They weren't, at the time, Fannie Willis, the same individual who's in the news nonstop talking about all these RICOs and everything, you know what I mean, down there in Georgia, which is still wild to me that there's RICO on a state level. I really never knew this until pretty recent. It's just crazy, you know. But I don't know. Who knows what's going to come next with all those RICO situations and all that down there in Georgia, ATL, Fulton County and all that. But regarding this case, it says in a dismissal of charges motion issued by Georgia's Superior Court of Fulton County, District Attorney Fannie T. Willis writes that the facts of the case have been reviewed, and although it appears that probable cause existed for the defendant's arrest, the decision of the district attorney at this time is not to prosecute. The reason for giving the decision is prosecutorial discretion. So 3 years later, case thrown out. And Durk's legal team says, you know, while it took 3 years for the state to make the right decision, in the end, the right decision was made, and Mr. Banks can finally put the event behind him. Mr. Banks obviously is Durk Banks, Lil Durk. And Durk said nothing other than that he has nothing to hide and has nothing to run from. Nothing to hide from or run from. What do y'all make of that comment, though, regarding the case being thrown out? Do you think that may have something to do with the RICOs and stuff like that going on down there in Georgia? We have heard a lot of stuff regarding old block artists, you know, some kind of RICO. Some have even said, you know, because some of them live or been down there in Georgia, you know, that something could jump off like that. I don't know. It's a crazy time in a rap game. You know what I mean? It truly is a shame, in my opinion, and, you know, many other cats out there, to see that happen to rappers after they, you know, get rich, you know, and change the circumstances of their life via their art. You know what I'm saying? Level up, get that money, be able to change their life, you know, their next generation, their family, their friends and all that. You know what I mean? To go to jail after the fact of getting out of that life, it's the worst. You know, it really is terrible to see. But nonetheless, Durk's case is thrown out. Let me know what you think about all these stories we cover. R.I.P. Prodigy, R.I.P. King Von, it's Coffee, and I'm gone. Don't forget to sub up, y'all. Peace.